Admiral of the UFL. Today I'm going to be going through the basic mechanics of, well, fleet stuff in general, and the fleet menu. So, first off, let's go to the fleet menu right here. That's right below the minimap. Give it a click. In the first menu we have overview. On the left side, on the top, you'll see the name, fleet level, fleet experience points. Then below that you'll see the featured project for the holdings and your fleet credits at the very bottom of the left column. Then up top you see the message of the day. In the middle you got the fleet holdings, how far along we are on the star base. Doesn't show any of the extensions though. Then we have the fleet activity log, which is a bunch of bullshit because it never tells you anything important or anything that we want it to tell you. And over to the bottom right, lastly, we have the fleet website, or fleet events. Right now we have the fleet website picture sign-ups. They can go into the event tab and sign up for. Next up we have, I'm going to skip the holdings because that should be last. Next up we have the news tab, which is again useless piece of junk that Cryptic decided that they were never going to fix because they don't like us. So this tab, it's pretty much useless. And up next we have the events tab, where we will hold all of our fleet get-togethers, guide-ons, all of our massive things, including our fleet meetings that we have on a generally week-by-week basis. Next up we got the roster. On the roster, it tells you everyone who's on, everyone who's off, so on and so forth. You can go over here, click on the member comments, the overall holding contribution, which should help you out in determining how far along you are for promotions. And you can click on this little doodad right here, show offline players, and look up top, and you'll get the amount of players that are on the fleet itself and all their little comments and contributions, statuses, so on and so forth. Next up is the information tab. Pretty self-explanatory here. Got the name, star date it was founded, nobody knows how to read star dates, we're all fucking stupid, and description and recruiting message, search tags, so on and so forth. Next up we got the settings, which tells you what you get every time you rank up, aside from the master keys that you get at lieutenant and captain, and the fleet ship modules you get at 1 million contributions and above. Uniforms, really no reason to go into this tab. We haven't unlocked the tailor yet, but once we do, we will be looking like some sexy pimps, I can guarantee, or pimptresses if you're a woman. So, finally we have the holdings. This is the main problem for all fleets because it stops us in our progress for the world due to the fact that we have to do mindless grinding for hours and hours and hours, and then we have to wait days and days and days for our grinding to come with fruition and rewards for our hard work. But aside from that, for the most part, we want to contribute to the dilithium mine, which is in the top left tab here. And whenever there's something there, make sure that that is the top priority, because I mean the dilithium mine, it's fantastic, it truly is. And then second most important is definitely got to be the embassy right here, because that gives us our commodities brokers and Mark 12 threat scaling science consoles and a whole bunch of other little goodies and duty officers if you're into that sort of thing. And then lastly we have the star base. We're at tier 2, got a project up. Starbase is the Starbase. It gives you the overall means to get better at the game on the Starbase itself. It's really, though, it's not worth wasting time on if the embassy and dilithium mine are still have active projects. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. These two are just so important, it's not even funny. Because without these two, it makes it immensely harder to get the Starbase to tier 3, 4, and 5. And lastly, I'm going to talk about provisions. Provisions is a big problem for fleets due to the fact that people don't realize that each provision is fleet-wide. So say you go to the dilithium mine and you buy something from the dilithium mine. Well, you use up a provision no matter what you buy. That means that that provision is gone for everybody. So you use up 5 provisions from the trade provisions, those provisions aren't coming back for anybody else. You've used them up for everybody. Now the only exception that I found to this is the bartender on Starbase. He does not use up provisions. You can sell to him, buy to him. He gives you a disc or an increased give back rate when you sell your items to him. And on the Starbase, there is a room where you can buy duty officer common greens, blues, and purples from a random box for fleet credits right here, which you get by contributing. We also have the fleet store open for buying the fleet ship weapons, which does take up provisions, so don't use too much because we don't have a lot. And I mean, that's about it. That's the basics to the mechanics of the game when it comes to the fleet. Hope you all enjoy this video, and well, good afternoon, I suppose. And if you hear crickets, little boy Johnny, he does creepy things in the middle of the night. Alright, I'll see y'all on the battlefield later.